After practice, I was heading home when someone from the organization department called my name. Kim So-hee. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Report to the Central Party Organization Department. The party is calling for you. My legs went weak. A month earlier, Sunhwa had gotten the exact same call. She came back a different person. That night, my mother pressed a gold ring into my palm and wept. The next morning, I walked into that gray building, and my life was never the same. Please listen along. If you'd like to support this channel, a subscribe and a like mean everything. So-hee. Never let anyone tell you you're pretty. Pretty is the end of you. Sunhwa grabbed my wrist when she said that. Her hand was ice cold. And her eyes, how do I describe it? The eyes of someone still breathing, but already gone. That was the fall of 2023. I had no idea. A year later, I'd have those same eyes. That morning started like any other. Or at least I told myself it did. March 15, 2024. Pyongyang was thawing. The Daedong River ice had begun to break, and people were shedding their heavy coats. I was up at 5 a.m., heading to the Mansudae art troupe rehearsal hall. But something felt off the moment I walked in. Members were whispering. The room went silent when I stepped through the door. That silence told me everything. Where's Sunhwa? I asked. Choi Sunhwa was 3 years older than me, the best dancer in the troupe. Beautiful, too. 5'5", skin like porcelain. Everyone envied her. No idea. She's been gone a week. Someone answered quietly. Another member leaned in and whispered. She's been different ever since she came back from the villa. The villa. Just hearing that word sent a chill down my spine. We never said it out loud. But we all knew. Pretty girls disappeared sometimes. They came back changed. And some never came back at all. 3 days later, Sunhwa walked into the rehearsal hall. But it wasn't the Sunhwa I knew. She was silent. Her eyes were hollow, like the lights had gone out inside. She lost the beat during practice. The instructor screamed at her. She didn't react. During the break, I went to her. Sunhwa, are you okay? She looked at me, then grabbed my wrist hard. Hard enough that her nails bit in. So-hee. Her voice was trembling. Never let anyone tell you you're pretty. Don't wear makeup. Don't stand out. Pretty is the end. It's all over. What are you talking about? If you go there. She couldn't finish. She just shook her head and started crying silently, tears running down, no sound at all. That was the last real conversation I had with her. A month later, she stopped showing up. Someone said she'd been reassigned. No one knew where, or rather no one asked. Asking was dangerous. After that, I was afraid. Every time I looked in the mirror, my own face scared me. When people said, "So-hee, you're so pretty," my whole body seized. I stopped wearing makeup. I pulled my hair back tight. I hid at the back during rehearsals. I made myself invisible, but it was already too late. The day came, April 21, 2024. Practice ended, and I was heading home, when someone from the organization department stopped me. Comrade Kim So-hee? Yes, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Report to the Central Party Organization Department. The party is calling for you. My legs gave out. The party's call. I knew exactly what that meant. Sunhwa had heard those same words. When I got home, my mother took one look at my face. That was enough. She didn't say a word. She just pulled me into her arms. I cried into her shoulder. For a long time. Mom, what do I do? It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. But her voice was shaking too. She knew nothing was going to be okay. That night, my mother came to my room. She was holding something. A gold ring. So-hee, take this. What is this for? If the time ever comes and you'll know. When you can't take it anymore, take this and get out. Mom, what are you saying? She didn't answer. She just pressed the ring into my hand and stroked my hair. Her hands wouldn't stop trembling. Your great-grandfather crossed to the south during the war, then came back north. She brought up an old story, out of nowhere. Why? He never got to say the South was better. Died carrying that regret. Mom, So-hee. A person has to live like a person. If a place won't let you do that, that place is hell. I didn't fully understand her words then. I do now. She already knew what was coming for me, and the decision I'd have no choice but to make. The next morning, I stood in front of the Central Party Organization Department. Gray walls, small windows, armed guards at the entrance. I walked in on trembling legs. That day, my life fell apart. No, fell apart isn't right. It wasn't my life anymore. It was hell. 3 men were waiting in the interview room. Mid-50s, maybe. They looked me up and down the way you size up merchandise. Dance for us. I danced. My hands were shaking, but I held them still. Good. You're in. You're in. It landed like a sentence. I wanted to ask what I'd been accepted into, but my voice wouldn't come. Starting next week, you'll report to a special villa. We'll send you the address. This is confidential. Don't tell your family. Understand? Yes, you're serving the party. Consider it an honor. An honor. I didn't know what that honor would cost me. But Sunhwa's eyes flashed through my mind. Those vacant, already dead eyes. When I stepped back outside, the sunlight was blinding. But the world felt dark. I could see the Daedong River. The water still moving. People still walking. Everything exactly the same. But nothing looked the same to me. I didn't know then what was coming. How horrific it would be. What it would do to me. I only knew one thing for certain. My body was no longer mine. The Central Party Organization Department. Gray walls. Small windows. Armed guards. I stood there, hands shaking. I didn't want to go in. But I had no choice. Go ahead. The guard opened the door. I walked through. A long corridor. Doors on either side. People moving past. All blank-faced. None of them looked at me. 3rd floor, room 300. The guide said. I climbed the stairs. My heart hammered in my chest. I stood in front of room 300. Knocked. Come in. I opened the door. 3 men behind a desk. Watching me. Kim So-hee? Yes. Sit. The chair was cold. Mansudae dancer, right? Yes. They say you're good. Yes. The men exchanged a glance. Nodded as if confirming something. Good. You're in. I'm in for what? Special villa attendant. You'll serve senior party officials. Consider it an honor. My stomach dropped. Special villa. The place Sunhwa came back from. I don't. There's no refusing. It's already been decided. Think about your family. Family. That word shut my mouth. My mother's face. When do I start? Tomorrow. Here's the address. Be there by 2 p.m. Don't be late. They handed me a slip of paper. And one more thing. One man leaned forward. Never refuse. Never cry. If you make a senior official uncomfortable, you know what happens to you and your mother. Don't you? Yes. Good. You're dismissed. I walked out, legs barely holding me. I braced against the wall on the way down the stairs. It's over. My life is over. My mother was waiting when I got home. How did it go? I couldn't speak. I just walked into her arms and held on. Mom. Yes, yes. She didn't ask anything. I think she already knew. That night I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling. I wished tomorrow wouldn't come. I wished time would stop. But morning came anyway. 2 p.m. I went to the address on the slip of paper. A villa near the Daedong River. High walls. Guards. Iron gate. ID. The guard checked. The gate opened. I walked in. Wide grounds. A manicured lawn. Flowers in bloom. There weren't more than a handful of places like this in all of Pyongyang. I knocked on the front door. Come in. A spacious living room. Sofa. Piano. Large TV. The home of Pyongyang's privileged class. And there he was. A man in his 60s. Heavy. Gold rings on multiple fingers. He said he was a deputy director at the Central Party. You made it. Sit. I sat on the sofa. He sat across from me. Relax. Everyone's nervous at first. My hands were shaking. I tried to hide it. Drink? No, I'm fine. Your loss. He poured himself one, then another. They say you dance well? Yes. Then show me. Dance. Without music? But refusing wasn't an option. I stood up and danced. Ballet movements, folk dance. Everything I'd been trained to do. Good, good, pretty. He clapped, but there was no warmth in it. Come here. I walked closer. He stood, studied my face. How old? 33. Just right. He gripped my chin, turned my face side to side the way you examine an object. Pretty without makeup. Naturally pretty. Thank you. But you know what? He stepped closer. I could smell the alcohol. Those clothes are in the way. My body locked. Take them off. Excuse me? Take them off. My heart stopped. I can't. You're refusing me? His voice turned cold. You know what happens if you refuse? Not just to you. To your mother. My mother. That word, again. I went silent. Now, with trembling hands, I undid the buttons on my jacket. 1, 2, 3. Tears came. I pushed them back down. I couldn't cry. They told me not to. The jacket fell open. Then the skirt. Only my undergarments remained. Everything. Please. I said everything. He shouted. I took off the last of it. I stood there, bare, in front of him. I folded my arms across my chest. Arms down. Arms down. I lowered them. Nothing left to hide behind. He circled me, slowly, from behind, from the front, from the side. Like an auctioneer assessing a lot. Good. You pass. He settled back on the sofa. Patted the cushion next to him. Come, sit. I walked over. My legs barely moved. I sat. His hand settled on my shoulder. And then, I won't describe what happened that night. Only this, when I walked out of that room, I wasn't me anymore. Just a shell. Everything inside had been smashed. I moved down the corridor. Unsteady. One hand on the wall. Found a bathroom. Looked in the mirror. Who was looking back? A woman with empty eyes. Split lips. Red marks on her neck. That was me. Kim So-hee. 33 years old. Mansudae art troupe dancer. No, not anymore. I was Kippumjo now. The pleasure squad. I made it home. My mother was standing in the doorway. The moment she saw me, she broke down. She cried for a long time. So-hee. Mom, The words wouldn't come. She pulled me close. Go wash. First things first. I went to the bathroom. Drew a bath. Hot water. I got in. Submerged myself. And scrubbed. With everything I had. Until my skin went red. But it didn't help. His touch. His smell, it felt like it had soaked into my bones. An hour. 2. I sat in that water. So-hee, come out. You'll catch cold. My mother's voice. I got out. She dried me off herself. Mom, go ahead. You can cry. As loud as you need to. Then it broke open. I cried until my throat gave out. Mom, I know. I know everything. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It is. I brought you into this world, into this country. That's my fault. She held me and wept with me. That night I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, his face was there. His laughter, his hands, that smell, all of it, vivid. This is my life now. This is what it's going to be, over and over. The following week, another summons came. Different location, different man, mid-50s, military official from the People's Armed Forces. Same thing. Take off your clothes, dance, and then, the week after, and the week after that, 2, 3 times a month. Always summoned, always a different man, always a different place, but the same, every time. I went numb. Pain stopped registering as pain. Grief stopped registering as grief. I moved like a doll. Smiled when told. Danced when told. Lay down when told. My fellow troop members avoided me. They all knew where I'd been going. You could see it in a person's eyes. You couldn't hide it. 2 months in, a new trainee joined. 19 years old. Her name was Mi Young. She was stunning. When I saw her, something in my chest ached. She'll be summoned soon. Sure enough, a month later, Mi-young got the call from the organization department. She came to me. Uni, why are they calling me? I'm scared. I couldn't answer. What was I supposed to say? Your life ends there? Your body stops being yours? I just put a hand on her shoulder. It's okay. Everything will be okay. A lie. Nothing was okay. A week later, Mi-young came back. Change. Silent. No smile. Eyes that had gone somewhere and not returned. Sunhwa's eyes. My eyes. That night, I made my decision. I can't keep living like this. This isn't living. But how do you get out? Run, and your family is destroyed. Refuse, and it's the camps. There was no way out. Then, that summer, something changed in my body. My period stopped. 1 month, 2, 3. My chest ached. I couldn't keep food down. No, it can't be. But it was. I was pregnant. I came out of the clinic and my legs gave way. I sank to the pavement. People walked by and stared. No one stopped. That's Pyongyang. Getting involved in someone else's trouble is trouble for you. Pregnant. How am I pregnant? There was life inside me. I couldn't make it feel real. But whose child was it? In the past 3 months, I had been with 7 men. Central Party officials, military generals, foreign currency managers, state security directors. There was no way to know. I didn't want to know. What do I do with this? I couldn't have it. Whose child was it, anyway? How would I raise a child in this country, when I could barely feed myself? And if the organization department found out it was over, I have to terminate it. There's no other way. When I got home, my mother saw my face. So-hee, what happened? Mom, tell me, should I say it? How do you say something like this to your own mother? But I couldn't keep it from her. Mom, I'm pregnant. Her face went rigid. She stared at me for a long moment, then crumpled to the floor. Mom, I caught her. She was crying silently, like I had learned to cry. I'm sorry, So-hee. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. It is. I couldn't protect you. That's on me. She gripped my hands. You'll have to terminate it. There's no other way. I know. But if the organization department finds out. And right then the phone rang. 1 ring. 2. A sound that made my skin crawl. I answered. Hello? Comrade Kim So-hee? State Security. I knew that voice. Yes, we know about the pregnancy. Report to State Security Headquarters tomorrow, 10 a.m. Click. My whole body went cold. Who was it? State Security. They know about the pregnancy. My mother's face drained. How did they find out? The clinic must have reported it. That's how it works in North Korea. Clinics report unusual patients to State Security. Especially women like me, Kippumjo women who get pregnant. It's mandatory. What do you do tomorrow? I have to go. Not going makes it worse. That night I couldn't sleep. I rested my hand on my stomach. It wasn't showing yet. Only 6 weeks. I'm sorry. You didn't do anything wrong. A life that wouldn't get to be born. In this country, in this situation, there was no room for it. Tears came. The next morning, I went to State Security Headquarters. Gray building. Cold energy. The faces of everyone entering all locked, all rigid. I was taken to an interrogation room. 2 agents waiting. Sit. I sat. You're pregnant. Yes. Whose is it? How'd I answer that? I don't know. You don't know? What are you, a whore? I absorbed the slur. Stayed quiet. Multiple men, I don't know which one. Shut up. He slammed the desk. I flinched. Do you know what you could do to the reputations of party officials? If this gets out, I'm sorry. You're having the procedure today. And this stays buried. If you tell anyone, you and your mother are finished. Clear? Yes. Wait outside. Someone will take you to the procedure room. In the corridor, a nurse led me away. Down to the basement. The procedure room. Undress. Lie on the table. Cold instructions. No warmth. I changed into a gown. The metal table was freezing. A doctor came in. Masked. No general anesthesia. Local only. What? Be quiet. Hold still. My legs were held apart. Instruments went in. It hurt. Stay quiet. I bit down. swallowed the scream. The doctor scraped out the life inside me. The pain was enormous. My vision went white. Some time later. Done. Get up. That was it. No real anesthetic. Just scraped. I tried to rise. The room spun. I grabbed the edge of the table. Can't walk on your own? Get out. The nurse's voice, flat as stone. I dressed. The lower half of my body felt like it was tearing. Back down the corridor, bracing against the wall, blood soaking through. The pad wasn't holding. People saw. They looked away. Every one of them. Outside, the sunlight was blinding. But the world felt like the inside of a coffin. I don't remember how I made it home. My mother came running when I opened the door. So-hee. I fell into her. It's okay, it's okay. She helped me to my room. Laid me down. It hurts. I know. Hold on. Just a little longer. She cleaned me up, wiped the blood away, washed my body. Mom, what is it? I killed someone. No, I killed a child. That was not your fault. None of this was your fault. But the guilt wouldn't let go. It wasn't a wanted pregnancy. But it had been a life. And that life was gone because of a choice. Even a forced choice that had my name on it. Mom, I'm a bad person. No, you are not a bad person. This country is bad. The people who did this to you, they're the ones who are bad. She held me and we cried together. 3 days I couldn't get up. My body hurt, but it was the inside that was worse. Is this what living is? Is this what a human life looks like? I kept coming back to it. Being a woman in North Korea. Being a woman born with a face that got noticed. It was a curse. On the 4th day, the organization department called. Comrade Kim So-hee. Next Monday, report to the Wonsan Villa. My body doesn't matter. You're going. You know what happens if you don't. The call ended. Wonsan Villa. I'd heard it was worse. Not one man at a time, several week-long stays. I can't do this anymore. That night, I made up my mind. Mom, what? I can't stay here. She looked at me. I want out of this country. She held my gaze for a long moment. Then nodded. Go. Get out. What about you? I'm old. I've lived long enough. But you're still young. You have to live. She went to her room and came back with something. The gold ring. Use this to pay a broker. Cross the Tumen River. Mom, if you have to die, don't die here. Die in the river, if it comes to that. But not here. Tears were gathering in her eyes. And I have some Chinese money. Not much, but she handed me an envelope. 3,000 Chinese yuan. Mom, where did you? Don't ask. Just take it. She took my hands. So-hee, when you get to South Korea, tell them what this place is. Tell them what happens to women here. The world needs to know. Yes, Mom, promise me. I promise. And live, survive, and live like a human being. Remember, your body is yours. Her words broke something open in me. Mom, I love you. I love you too, my girl. That night, I decided to run. Ready to die if it came to that. Better to die reaching for freedom than keep dying here. The next day, my mother began looking for a broker. Go to the Chilgal Jungmadang market. She told me, there's a woman there who sells Chinese goods. Tell her you want to know the road to Yeonji. Mom, how do you know about this? She didn't answer, just pressed the Chinese yuan into my hand. Be careful, trust no one. It was October 2025. I went to the Chilgal market. Crowded. Chinese goods, Japanese goods, even South Korean products. Being sold quietly under the table. I found the stall with Chinese cosmetics. The woman was there. Excuse me, what are you looking for? I want to know the road to Yeonji. Her expression shifted. She scanned the area around us, then dropped her voice. Don't talk about that here. Meet me at the Daedong River bench at 6 this evening. 6 p.m. I was there. She was waiting. Why would a Pyongyang woman want to leave? It's complicated. She studied me closely. Our Troupe. I can see it in your eyes. I was startled. How much do you have? 3,000 Chinese yuan. Not enough. Pyongyang to the northern provinces is at least 5,000. Despair settled in. I still want to try. She thought for a moment. All right, I know someone. You can leave mid-December. About a month from now. Thank you. I went home and told my mother. A month, she said. My mother nodded. Then we prepare. For that month, I kept showing up at the troupe. Suspicion couldn't be raised. 2 more summons from the organization department. I went, did what was demanded of me. Just hold on. 1 more month. That thought was the only thing keeping me upright. My mother packed food for the road. Dried corn, crackers, things that would fit in a small bag. You'll be hungry on the way. What about you, Mom? Once I'm gone, you'll be alone. I'll be fine. You just survive. December came. The temperature dropped to -15 5 below Fahrenheit. The night before departure. So-hee. Yes, Mom. When you get to Korea, send word. Through a broker if you have to. Yes, Mom. She took my hands. And tell people. About this place. About what happens to women here. I will. I promise. She held me for a long time. Mom, I love you. I love you, So-hee. That night I didn't sleep. If I left tomorrow, when would I see her again? Would I ever? December 15th. The day. I packed 1 small bag. A few clothes. Food. A photo of my mother. Take care of yourself. Yes, Mom. I wanted to hug her. I held back the neighbors might see. I turned and walked down the stairs. I didn't look back. I knew if I did, I'd fall apart. Pyongyang Station. I bought a ticket to Hamhung. Boarded the train. The car was freezing. No heat running. Through the window. Pyongyang fell away behind me. Goodbye, Pyongyang. Goodbye, everything I was. 5 hours to Hamhung. At the station exit, the broker was waiting. A man in his 40s. Did you come to visit your grandmother? The code phrase. Yes, I did. Follow me. A worn-down house. 2 other women were already there. Wait here. 1 week. A week in that house, out of sight. Windows shut. No going outside. The week passed. We leave tonight. Get ready. December 22nd, 11 p.m. 3 of us set out. Me and the 2 women. We walked in the dark. Mountain trails. Snow on the ground. -15 celsius. 2 hours of walking. Maybe more. Then the river. The Tumen River. That's China. Cross, and you're there. The broker pointed. A few faint lights on the other side. Run now, as fast as you can. The 3 of us went down to the bank. We stepped onto the ice. It was slick under our feet. Then, halt, a shout from behind. A soldier's voice. Halt, stop or we shoot. My heart stopped. Run, go. I ran, as hard as I could across that ice. Bang, a gunshot. Bang, bang, bullets hit the ice. Oh, the woman beside me screamed. She went down. Uni, the other woman cried out, but the broker blocked her. Keep going, can't help her. I ran. Near the middle of the river, the ice groaned. Crack, watch out. The ice broke. My leg plunged through. Oh, water like knives. The cold was absolute. Grab on. The broker seized my arm. Pulled me up. Keep running. Almost there. I ran on a soaking leg. I couldn't feel it. And then the far bank. Chinese soil. Hide. We dove into the bushes. Across the river. The patrol stood at the edge. They didn't cross. The woman who'd fallen was being dragged away. Uni. The other woman was crying. Barely a sound. We stayed low for a long time. It's safe now. This is China. I dropped to my knees. I cried. Mom, I'm sorry. Relief at being alive. Release from everything that had trapped me. And guilt, deep, heavy guilt for what and who I'd left behind. All of it poured out at once. That night, on Chinese soil, I wept for a long time. Only then did it hit me there was no going back. But what I didn't know yet, China was just the beginning of another kind of hell. I can get 3,000,000 for you. The broker said it while looking straight at me. We'd arrived at a Korean-Chinese village in Yanbian after crossing the Tumen. His house. Sell you to a Chinese man. 3 million. My mind went blank. I want to go to South Korea. South Korea? That'll cost you more. 5 million minimum. I can earn it. How? You have no ID. Without papers, you can't get real work. He was right. I had nothing. Think about it. Getting married is safe, at least. No. He frowned. Stubborn. Fine. Work here for now. The next day I was cooking and cleaning for his household. No pay. On the third night, he came into my room. Smelling of alcohol. Got a client tonight. He's coming to see you. Who? Single guy. 42. If he likes you, he'll buy. I'm not for sale. He stepped closer. Grabbed my chin. You think you have leverage? I turn you in, you're done. Please, smile pretty for him tonight. He slapped me, walked out, locked the door. The other woman was weeping in the corner. Let's run, I said quietly. Where? Anywhere. Just out. Night fell. The broker brought the client over. That's her. See, look at this photo. Not bad. How much? $280. I was being haggled over like a piece of furniture. I'll pick her up tomorrow. The man left. Past midnight. The house went quiet. I opened the window. Second floor. I jumped. Thud. My ankle twisted but held. Come on. The other woman jumped down. We ran into the dark. An hour of running. Another village. We ducked into an alley. Hid behind a trash bin. Stayed there through the night. Shaking in the cold. At dawn, an older woman found us. Girls, what are you doing there? She was ethnic Korean, Chinese. We have nowhere to go. She looked at us carefully. You're from the north, aren't you? Poor things. Come to my house. She fed us warm noodles. Thank you. We're the same people. Do you want to go to South Korea? Yes, please. The pastor at my church helps with that. I'll connect you. 3 days later she brought him. A Korean pastor. You want to go to South Korea? Yes, I'll help. China to Laos, Laos to Thailand. Once you're at the South Korean embassy there, you're in. How long? About a month. He took us to Yeonji. We hid in a safe house. For 3 months I worked at a restaurant. Washing dishes. $30 a month. Every night I thought about my mother. Mom, are you healthy? I'm okay. February 2026. We can move now. Finally. We drove for 2 days. South through China. The Laos border. Have your passports ready. Fake ones. We were Chinese tourists. Stay calm. Through the border office. An officer checked the passport. Studied my face. Then the document. Then my face again. Please. Please. Stamp. Go ahead. We were in Laos. Only Thailand left. The route from Laos to Thailand ran through jungle. 2 days on foot. Into the jungle. Oppressive heat. Insects everywhere. 2 days later the Thai border. That's Thailand. We crossed. Unofficially. We'd made it. A car to Bangkok. Driving all day. Towers. Neon. Millions of people. The world is so much bigger than I knew. We stayed at a hotel. Soft beds. Hot water. The next morning the South Korean embassy. I saw the flag. The Taegukji. That's our flag. I stood at the main gate. I'm from North Korea. I want to go to South Korea. Please come inside. The door opened. I collapsed to my knees, right there. Crying. I did it. I actually did it. A consul officer came. How did you get here? From North Korea through China. The words came out broken. It's okay. You're safe now. The officer asked. Do you truly wish to become a citizen of the Republic of Korea? Yes, please. Welcome. That day, I earned the right to become South Korean. But what real freedom felt like I'd only know when I finally landed. Bangkok Airport. I stood there, rigid with tension. The embassy had issued me a temporary travel certificate. I could fly on it. Your flight is tomorrow morning. Rest at the hotel tonight. At the hotel, I lay on the bed. Tomorrow is Korea. Actually Korea. It didn't feel real. Morning. Back to the airport. Crowds of people. Dragging luggage. Laughing with families. They're traveling freely. I was escaping. I checked in. Handed over the travel certificate instead of a passport. The agent looked at it. For a long time. Is there a problem? One moment. She made a call. My heart hammered. No, not now. Not after everything. About 10 minutes later. All set. Here's your boarding pass. I exhaled. Through security. Bag on the belt. No problems. At the gate. I sat down. Through the window, I could see a Korean airplane. The Taeguk symbol on the tail. That plane takes me to Korea. An hour later, boarding began. The line moved. One by one. My turn. Boarding pass, please. I handed it over. Welcome aboard. You're in 32A. I stepped inside the plane. Found my seat. Window. I sat. Buckled the belt. This is real. I'm actually going. The plane began to move. Taxied to the runway. Speed built. Faster. Faster. And then liftoff. Into the sky. I looked out the window. Bangkok falling away. Buildings shrinking. We climbed through clouds. It's really over. I'm out. Tears came. The passenger beside me looked over. Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. Not true. Not even close. Too many things were breaking open at once. 5 hours. They served a meal. Bibimbap. Korean food. I'd never had it before. Similar to the food I knew, but different. It was good. This is what South Korean food tastes like. I watched the seatback screen. A Korean drama. People laughing, falling in love, living freely. Could I live like that someday? The plane began to descend. Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly arrive at Incheon International Airport. My heart was racing. I looked out the window. Lights. An endless sea of lights. That's Korea. The wheels touched down. Thud. Welcome to the Republic of Korea. Welcome. To me, a North Korean defector. The plane rolled to a stop. People stood, grabbed bags, filed out. I stood, picked up my bag, stepped off the plane, walked down the corridor with the others. Into the terminal. High ceilings. Glass everywhere. People walking with smiles. This is South Korea. Immigration checkpoint. The line moved. My turn. Documents, please. I handed over the travel certificate. The officer examined it, checked the computer. You're a defector? Yes. Welcome. You are now a citizen of the Republic of Korea. Those words. Tears I couldn't stop. Thank you. He stamped the document. A Ministry of Unification officer will be waiting outside. I walked out, found my bag, cleared customs. Through the exit, a crowd of people waiting. Families reuniting. Arms open, faces lit up. Kim So-hee? A man approached. Yes, Ministry of Unification. This way, please. I got into the car. Looked out the window. A highway. Cars moving fast. Buildings. 10 stories. 20. 30. Taller than Pyongyang. Surprised? Yes, I had no idea it was this big. Take your time. You'll adjust. We arrived at Hanawon, the Settlement Support Center. You'll be here for 3 months. Training and transition support. I was shown to my room. A bed, a desk, a window. This room is yours alone. Alone? Back home, rooms were shared. I unpacked, sat on the bed. I did it. I actually did it. I looked out the window. Sky, a free sky. That night, for the first time, I slept deeply. No one knocked on the door. No one came for me. I just slept. Wake up. Good morning. A knock pulled me out of sleep. First morning at Hanawon. I went to the dining hall. Others were already in line. Fellow defectors. I got my tray. White rice, kimchi, soup, side dishes. They give this much? Back home, this would have been unimaginable. I sat and ate. It was good. The woman next to me spoke first. When did you arrive? Yesterday. I came a week ago. This place is nice, isn't it? Yes. Good food, warm room. It's like heaven. Heaven. She was right. After the meal, orientation. Welcome, everyone. I'm your coordinator, Park Min-soo. He smiled when he said it. Teachers didn't smile in North Korea. For the next 3 months, you'll receive cultural adjustment training. The first class was Korean language. You'll need to adjust your speech. Comrade becomes friend. Cadre becomes employee. The accent was different too. In the north ni ga. In the south ne ga. I practiced. Again and again. Then a computer class. This is a mouse. Click to select. I'd never touched one. It felt strange and wonderful. We got online. You can search anything from this bar. I typed North Korea. Overwhelming results. News. Human rights reports. Defector testimonies. The outside world knows all this. I searched Kippumjo. Documentaries came up. Testimonies from women who'd gone through the same thing. The same stories. My stories. I watched the screen and wept. I wasn't the only one. Every night I searched for news from the north. Pyongyang. Any sign of my mother? There was nothing. Mom, stay healthy. I'm okay. A month passed. I learned how South Korean life works. Bank accounts, credit cards, public transit. This is a transit card. Tap it when you board the bus or subway. One card. For everything. I couldn't believe it. We visited a supermarket. I walked in and stopped. Every shelf full. Snacks, drinks, fruit, meat, vegetables. So many choices. Pick what you want and put it in the cart. I picked up one pack of instant noodles. This easy? At the register, I paid with the card. Beep. Done. Outside, I stood still for a moment. Back home, shopping meant rations and long lines. Here a single beep. 2 months in, I started therapy. You've been through so much. The counselor said gently, yes, you can talk when you're ready. No judgment here. Little by little, I told her. About being Kippumjo. About the pregnancy. About the escape. She listened. Just listened. That must have been incredibly hard. Yes, you're safe now. No one here will hurt you. Those words made me cry. Through those sessions, something slowly began to shift. The nightmares became less frequent. Sleep returned. 3 months. The day came to leave Hanawan. Kim So-hee, you've been assigned an apartment in Guro District, Seoul. An apartment? Government-supported housing. There's also a settlement allowance. Thank you. I packed. There wasn't much. A staff member drove me to Seoul. I watched out the window. Buildings. So many buildings. So tall. Here we are. An apartment complex. I looked up at the building. 15 floors. Let's go in. Through the lobby. An elevator. Get in. I stepped in. Pressed the button. Whoosh. It rose. Smoothly. 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 in seconds. Pyongyang's elevators were 6 stories and always breaking down. The door opened. Here. Unit 1503. I stood in front of the door. Punch in the code. I did. Beep, the door unlocked. I stepped inside. And that moment I will never forget it for the rest of my life.